Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
7.2 million viewers for the All-Star game. 7.2 million. Wow. That's a lot of people. Pretty good. Pretty good for a sport that no one likes and is super boring. 7.2 million viewers for the All-Star game is the largest TV audience since 2017. Love that. And I think when you compare it to the other sports, I think I saw like the other sports were somewhere in like the 4 million viewer range. So you're kind of like doubling up the competition. I will say this though. I don't know that that's really the flex. Not that we don't have the flex. I think we have the flex because
it is.
It's so when you think it is the flex?
I do. I absolutely do. Because what other sport is offering you the opportunity to see its best and brightest stars actually compete playing the sport?
That's a different sentiment. That's a different set. So I completely agree. Baseball is the only sport that gives you an all-star game where it's not just as close as you can get. Like it's the best version of the league's actual product, but that's not an indication of like our sport has more interest than your sport. So I think when you start to look at playoff numbers, Dallas, that's where we have the flex. Is you can compare World Series numbers to NBA Finals numbers and so forth. Obviously, no one's competing with the Super Bowl and you know the Stanley Cup. Like, you know, thanks for coming out. But I think when you look at World Series numbers compared to NBA Finals numbers, that's where you sort of start to have the argument of, yeah, baseball's got some juice. You know, like it's not like 10, 15 years ago where people were saying the sport's dying and it's going to be surpassed by women's soccer.
Yeah, no, this is something now where, because there are so many good players across the league, and there have been, but I think there's an abundance of talent. You're going to be hard pressed to get a team that has made their way into the CS and World Series platforms that does not have at least some sort of star power you can latch onto. And I think from an NBA perspective, and Jay, you can speak to this, I think, better than Jared and I can, you're probably going to get a combination of at least, a double-edged sword in terms of talent against another double-edged sword, maybe a three-headed monster in terms of talent. Like, you're going to have two groups of talent from one team and the other build throughout their championship series. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
So I think with that being said, baseball is inching its way towards that, where you have this recognizable, readily available star power that you can latch onto, that at some point in time you've probably tried to market to an extent during the regular season. I'm not telling you that there's going to be a full roster full of that kind of stuff. No, but will there be a few of them? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's the best thing helping that conversation for baseball.
Gain's hot, Jayhay.
My gain is?
Yeah, it was when you came back in there.
Is it
Very
okay
good.
now?
Yeah, it's good now.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So what, this is obvious, so I'll make it fast, but I think it's worth saying. I just don't want to overlook that I think one of the big separators for the Major League Baseball All-Star Weekend and the rest of the sports is that the star level players, legitimate stars, participate in the home run derby. If that didn't happen, if it was just schmucks that nobody cared about, paired with the All-Star game as is currently constructed, I think most people would view the Major League Baseball All-Star game weekend as a similar dud. It's that, because the stars don't participate in the dunk contest. They just don't, and they haven't for a long time. If stars did, I think it would generate a similar level of interest ultimately in what Major League Baseball does, but that baseball routinely gets star level players, and I think increasingly so. It's not like star level players are fading in their participation of the home run derby. I think is the key separator for baseball versus the other sports.
Yeah, I just, the one thing that I will always, and I've been saying this about baseball for the longest time, is you can't go out there and not try your hardest. Like when you think about the matchups to begin the ball game, right? A Skubal versus Ohtani. Do you think either one of those dudes is, from Skubal's perspective, not trying to punch Ohtani out? and not trying to do it in dominant fashion? Well, you're wrong. And do you think Ohtani is not trying to hit a ball 1,000 feet off Tarek Skubal in the All-Star game? You're wrong. So both individuals trying just about as hard as they could outside of a world championship title being on the line. You're getting everything you would want out of those two, right? In the Pro Bowl, what you don't get is your favorite linebacker and your favorite running back or receiver running headlong at each other 40 yards apart and going head up. You don't get that. I mean, that would be fun to watch. I mean, somebody's probably not getting up from that collision, but you get the idea. Is outside of like calling hike and running the 9 route and trying to catch a bomb over somebody, it's two-hand touch. Guys just don't want to get involved. And the same thing with the NBA. So I just that's always been for me the clear-cut separator in these all-star exhibitions is what you get from the NBA, what you get from the NFL, respectively, is just a several tiers of effort below what you get from the first pitch to the last pitch in the Major League Baseball, in the Major League All-Star game. And the fact that it ended the way it did, I think, hey, great audible, great call, good adjustment. Do I want to see regular season games end like that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But is that a good answer for that moment? Yes, it was.
I'm glad you brought that up, Dallas. Glad you brought that up. We got to talk about Underdog first, though. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. You can make picks on the app. I think, are we... obviously, we're not doing anything today. There's no games today, but tomorrow, I think we might both roll out with some picks for Friday, just to kickstart the second half.
No, and Jared, thank you for bringing that up. I thank you for acknowledging the fact that the pack was taken care of before the first inning was actually even over. In the
Dallas had a big All-Star game dub. I see. So I wasn't a pussy like him, and I kind of like went for it big. Like I knew.
Oh, is that what you call
like
that?
In the first half, like my pick'ems, I'm like, I'm trying to help the people win some money. So it's like I'm using my brain, I'm using the data. I'm like, let's win every single day. Did they lose
money? They lose money trailing me? Is that what they did? They lost money there?
I'm not talking about you. I know you self-centered piece of shit. So I think for me, I was trying to win everyone money in the first half. And then for the All-Star game, I was kind of acknowledging like, let's go big here. It's the All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's the All-Star game.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Well, I mean, Jayhay, let's be honest. I'm the total base king. I only do total bases, but for the All-Star game, I was homer hunting. I picked higher on 0.5 homers for Shohei and Judge. And then I had the Skeens strikeout pick 'em. So like obviously nailed that one, but that was the only one where it was like, yeah, that's a safe pick. Like I was hunting homers, Dallas.
Well, that's a safe pick. You picked the two best players in
No. The Skeens higher.
Oh,
the
and you picked the NL Cy Young to punch out
the
guys.
The Skeens higher 1.5 strikeouts was the safe pick.
Man. See, like what I did is I tapped in to the individual. I think that
this guy's going to get a hit. I think this guy's going to get a hit. Just a little single hit. Just a little total base. I'm Dawis.
For Ohtani.
I'm Dawis, and I only want to do one little single total bases.
Action.
I only do little itty bitty
How hot is this
baby
baseball
total
coming
bases.
out? 99. How hot's this one coming out? 99.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen against that guy?
Yeah,
that guy might get a hit, like I said.
The Prince of Singles. Thanks for showing up. Showing up.
Did you just call
I was
Ohtani
busy
the Prince
hunting
of Singles?
homers while Dallas was like,
how about we do itty bitty first base?
Well, Dallas was busy
one
winning
total
money for the
base is
people.
enough for me. I just want one total
money
base.
for the people.
yeah.
It's cute though. It's cute.
Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's J-A. You're upsetting my dog now. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared to get up to
dog's upsetting.
$1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Okay, so Dallas obviously brought up the thing that was one of the biggest, not the biggest. I mean, there's a lot of different talking points that came out of the All-Star game and the home run derby.
Yeah, sure was. Rooker getting robbed. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
We will get to that. But I think the whole swing off thing, that was a major talking point coming out of the All-Star game because of the fact that we've never seen it before. It's a rule that's existed for When did they bring this? Was this part of, I know that like there was the tie in Milwaukee, but it wasn't directly after. Was it when they got rid of the whole, like, it doesn't count anymore thing? Did they add this rule?
When the home field advantage got taken out of the equation.
Yeah. So I said, how long before there's a petition to replace extra innings after the 10th with a swing off in the regular season?
What? No, stop it.
That's again, I know that like it's almost like I get to address the dumbasses in my replies by just talking to Dallas because he's their voice. A question is not an opinion or a statement. It's a question. It's not a take. If I ask the question, how long before it's not that I think that they should change the rule. It's not that I think that this makes sense in regular season games or that it will ever happen. I'm just asking how long before we start to see the petition from fans that really enjoyed that ending to the All-Star game and we see a little bit of a groundswell, a little bit of a movement. Let's end this. So let's just say for the sake of argument, I think we're all thumbs down on this becoming a rule in big league ball games.
Yes.
Okay, we're all thumbs down on it. If they were to implement it, right? Let's do the hypothetical where Rob Manfred says, it's coming. Whether you like it or not, the swing offs to end games and extra innings, it's coming. How many innings would you play into extra innings before you got to the swing off? Because it's not just going to be like, we play 9 innings, we're tied, so swing off. It would be like the 12th, you'd replace the 12th.
I mean, if you're even entertaining it, that's like, so if this is inevitable and it has to happen, and you're telling me we're going to be playing an X amount of extra innings, then I would say one time through the lineup. Each player in your lineup has an opportunity to take in at bat. So once you have reached 9 at bats, from there, done deal. Now, if you continue to hit and put up offense, blah, 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 and you're scoring more runs, well, then clearly that's going to take care of itself. But if at the end of 9 batters, there is still a tie ball game, that's when we go to the swing off. Then and only then, because you're essentially giving a lineup, a team, an opportunity to try to generate offense so that they can score and win the game without having to go to this Mickey Mouse bullshit.
Jayhay, how do you feel about this? If you knew it was coming, if Manfred said it absolutely has to happen, when would you think that would be the best time for it to come into play?
After I've passed on.
Oh, you never want to see it.
No, I don't ever want to see it.
Well, if that's an option, that's my answer too. But I thought we had to fucking, yeah.
Yeah, you do have to.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to be funny, obviously. But yeah, I don't, it's hard for me to say without experiencing it what would permanently damage my like love and interest of baseball. But I think that sort of change, maybe we would be moving down a path where it would be far enough removed from the game that I initially enjoyed to be damaged. I don't know. I would have to experience it to find out for sure. Most of the rule changes have not felt that way to me. That would seem to be a I don't know, kind of like a tone. It's like a tone altering change to me a little bit. It feels excessively gimmicky. And you know, to decide a game based on one very, very limited facet of the sport, even one that we all enjoy, feels to me like it would impact team building in a way that I'm not sure would be good for the sport. It might impact like roster construction.
Those bullpen pitchers are now like the BP pitchers. Those guys are now commanding way bigger salaries. They're like, it's up to me if we win games or not. Like, I should have a wins above replacement now on Baseball Reference.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. It just like, I think the complaint people had about hockey and shootouts and stuff was that, you know, it's taking, or soccer specifically, was that it was I think really more soccer was that it was taking so much of the rest of the game out of the picture in deciding the outcome. And to me, this is like an even more egregious example of that in some ways.
Soccer doesn't count. You can fake getting hurt as part of the strategy there. Soccer doesn't count.
Well, that's fine. I'm not a soccer person in any way, but I think this would be too gimmicky for my liking. And if Manfred told me that it was coming, I would say, I guess I'll see how I feel when I see it in action, but you might be losing me as a fan, sir. And then he would say, I don't give a shit about you, Justin, or whatever your name was.
Yeah, I think it's a nice thought, but just you can't do that. You just can't. I don't think that it's not baseball. It's perfect for the All-Star game because you only have so many guys that you can use, and you're not trying to, burn anyone out in the All-Star game.
It's badass for the All-Star game.
It's great. Yeah. That's exactly that's the moment it's used for. That's the moment. Yes.
That gets us to the next layer. The fact that clearly the most appropriate players for this were not used, at least by the American League. And I'm going to offer some context, I think, but I think we're never going to, maybe we will know someday. Someday we'll know the whole story. But
everybody understands.
I don't know that everyone understands. So the American League, at least when asked about it, Bobby Witt Jr. was like, yeah, I was still there. I could have gone. But my guess would have been that some guys left, and some guys, after coming out of the game, probably were dipping into the keg in the clubhouse. Like I think some guys were like, oh shit, like I have to go back out there and try and hit homers in front of 30,000 people. Like I can't do that. So because this is the first time it's ever happened, I don't think the players are sitting there at the All-Star game being like, oh, I need to stay locked in just in case this thing it gets tied up. It's 6-0, just in case we tie this thing up in the All-Star game and it goes into extra innings and there's a swing off. I have to stay ready for that. Guys aren't thinking about that at the All-Star game. No, they're thinking, I'm out of the game. I'm hopping on my PJ and I'm going home. Or they're thinking, I'm out of the game. Let's go crack some beers and tell stories in the clubhouse.
Yeah, players are gone. That's the players are gone. They are leaving. They have one day. They have today, as you're listening to this, they have this day to then meet up with their team and get to the next city that they're going to. Today's a travel day, or their last day at home, should they be lucky enough to start the second half at home. This is their last day that they would have with their family. So last night, they got on the airplane, took off, see you later. I'm out of here. Like right after the Derby. That's it. Gone. Over.
It is interesting. So like my airport experience yesterday, I don't like, obviously the internet is the internet and people are just fucking assholes. People were trying to like take my tweet as I was bragging about who I was seeing. I was like, I'm explaining to you the craziness of the airport in the All-Star city the day after the All-Star game. Because it's happened almost every year. It's like, you never know. Like I could have just said, you never know who you're going to run into at the airport, because it is a bizarre experience if you're a baseball fan and you're waiting in line to check your bag and there's an all-star pitcher and then you're going through security and here's a former all-star behind you. And then you're taking the train to go to your terminal and there's an all-star standing next to you on the train. And then you go to your gate and there's an all-star that's on your flight. Like that's basically the experience. So
I'm just own the humble brag. Just own the humble brag.
It's not a humble brag though. Like I was just saying, if you go to the airport, like you never know who you're going to see. You're almost guaranteed to see an all-star in the wild the day after the all-star game. So to Dallas's point, like I saw on Paul Skeen's Instagram story, he went to like some tropical island with, where did he go? Like Montauk. He went somewhere. He went to some like fancy like island getaway with Livy Dunn.
Hold on.
Tropical island to Montauk.
Well, I was just watching,
very fancy potentially.
I was just watching a Netflix doc last night and they were talking about like Barbados. So I have like tropical island in my head. But he went to some fancy beach straight from the All-Star game. But then other guys that were at the airport were like, yeah, I'm flying to the next city now. Like I'm going now to where my series on Friday begins. So yeah, not everyone is even taking a break. some people are just, all right, all-star game, do all that shit, and then I'm going to fly to the next city. Like, that's not like a getaway for them.
That's what I want people to walk away from this conversation with, is just understanding, like, when it comes down to your favorite player, either accepting the nod or declining the nod to attend the All-Star game or participate in the home run derby or things like that, please understand how much travel and the logistics of travel that goes into that decision. And if you've ever understood or been in a spot where you've given away a piece of candy because you're like, you know what, that cost me 50 cents. I'm not too worried about it. I got 2 quarters in my pocket. I can grab another piece if I'd want. That's how these players are looking at the compensation that might come along with their all-star nod, right? Like, thanks, but no thanks. I think I'm good. I don't need that. I would much rather spend 2 days, 3 days with my family at home relaxing, because I just don't get to do that during this 7-month stretch. So that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's where the player's mindset is. It's not that they don't want to be there. It's not that they don't appreciate the acknowledgement. It's that if you've ever traveled from coast to coast and had nothing to do when you got there, just imagine or remember how tired you were, right? The jet lag effect, if you will. Now, that's what these guys are dealing with in a small window of time. That's supposed to be the rest and recovery window for them. Instead, they're performing on multiple stages. Home run derby, some of these guys, and the all-star game, some of these guys.
And the media day and all the parties and all that shit.
There's no days off. There is no day. There is no downtime. It's almost busier during this stretch than it is during a week or a series in September or in May.
Oh, it is.
Because of the time demand. Because the minute you wake up, your time is accounted for. You got to go have breakfast here. You're going to have lunch here. You've got signings here, memorabilia stuff here. It doesn't stop. It does not stop. And that's a wave that once you've experienced it, you appreciate it. And then from there, you're like, you know what? I know what comes along with that. And if I don't have to do that, I'm not going to be terribly broken up about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's almost how I feel as a content creator. like this year specifically, I want to say it's my 8th All-Star game. And like Steve and Eamon, they got in a day early because they wanted to go to the celebrity softball game. And I was like, well, that's just a fucking waste of time. I was like, me and Dallas did that in 2019, and you can't get anywhere near the celebrities. Like, you're not, like, it's definitely not something where I'm going to go there and want to do that. And then the red carpet, holy fuck. Like, Major League Baseball has to have someone with waters. Like, Jesus. Like, they have the red carpet, and you have to get there early. There's no assigned spots. So you have to get there early to protect your spot. You can't just go run and fucking get a water somewhere because you'll lose your spot on the guardrail. And they, like, where we were, I was next to Pitching Ninja, and we were at the end of the red carpet. So it's 1,000 degrees. They're all wearing suits and jackets. So by the time they get to us, no one wants to stop. That like people will stop and say hi, but like, they're not trying to fucking do an interview. They've done 1 million interviews so far. So yeah, like, that event was just like, oh, I just risking heat stroke to dap up Kyle Schwarber, you know, like, it was great to see him, you know. I love Kyle Schwarber, but like, I don't know, some of the stuff at the actual All-Star, like, media day was awesome. Like, the way that they had it set up this year, they brought in the NL guys first, and they kind of just had it set up like Super Bowl media day. It was at the same venue that we did the Rough and Rowdy for the Super Bowl in 2019. So they had that whole open floor. They had the Pat McAfee show there. They had MLB Network there. So the way that they had that set up was pretty cool. You could just walk up to whoever you wanted. Like, that was kind of like the first year, because I want to say in past years they had like the media day at the ballpark, and it was like they would bring in 5 guys and then usher them out, then bring in 5 guys and usher them out. This one was much more convenient, being at like a separate venue indoors, the whole league at once, so that, you know, like, if you have 5 or 6 guys at a time, they're going to be swarmed, you know, like, you're not going to be able to get a one-on-one question. So I was able to pretty much get a lot of good shit because of the, I guess, convenience of the availability with all the players. Like Dallas Braden not picking Matt Olson was able to go and get his reaction to that. Dallas Braden picking Brent Rooker, able to get his statement on the Dallas Braden pick for the home run derby and get that out on social. Got to see Jay Willie and see if he remembered me, be like, hey man, like remember we were sitting up by the fucking pool and now a couple of years later you're an all-star. Like that's crazy. What a crazy concept that is. I think like Shohei was Shohei. Like it was so bizarre to see Shohei at Media Day because it was almost like someone was dressed up in a Shohei jersey cosplaying as Shohei, because you just like don't expect to see him just walking amongst other mortals. Normally. Yeah, like
he is legit. He is legitimately still the dude who he gives baseball players who have played the game. He makes me look at him like that guy he just fucking drives to the field in his uni, doesn't he? And he just like, he then teleports like into some fucking realm where he's just doing baseball shit until he has to come back out and do baseball stuff on the field for us to watch. But like, he's never not taking hacks in the cage. He's never not throwing a bullpen. He lives in his uniform. He doesn't have another costume.
Yeah, it like I felt uncomfortable being that close to him. Like I was like, I don't know that I like this is not safe for him.
Hey, when I took a picture with him in fucking where was that? Was that Colorado? I think.
Yeah.
And like when he stuck his hand out, I can remember him sticking his hand out to shake my hand, and I fucking like looked at his hand. I was like. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. And then we turned to take the picture and the fucking hand like on the shoulder, right? I was like, like, can I get the angle? Like it's just, he's a presence, man. He's a presence.
Speaking of handshakes, Dallas, I received a pretty notable handshake.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
From?
I mean, based on my reaction, who would your guess be?
Oh, man. I don't know. Somebody, I don't know. Did you hook up with Uncle Manfred?
No. I didn't see. I would love to have the conversation with him. I mean, he obviously has an understanding of what we do because of you. Like whenever you run into him, he always seeks you out to shake your hand, but I've never crossed paths with him really.
Fuck.
Like I'll set the scene. I'll set the scene for you. You tell me who you think did this. So no. Well, so this guy.
Exactly.
So this guy is getting the police escort through the crowd to get to where he needs to go. And he looks over, we lock eyes. I just give him the head nod because that's all that the exchange we've ever had. Just like, what's up? Like there's an acknowledgement of like, hey, hello. He stops, goes back over to me, extends his hand out, shakes my hand. Good to see you. And then he keeps going. Like this is the first time that he's ever been like, all right, I'm stopping what I'm doing so I can go shake his hand.
Yeah, Jeter, not Jeter. Do you know Jeter? Do you know?
No, I've never met him.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Fuck, I don't know. Not fucking no. Who? I don't know.
Jayhay?
Chipper Jones.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, should get him on the pod.
Good.
Listen, I think my years of supporting him have gone a long way.
Yeah.
They have not fallen on deaf ears.
Just be glad that he doesn't fucking hug you in public, because that's what that is about as emasculating as things get. I got to tell you, I try to, and I think he does it on purpose at this point, because I try to fucking, like I'll fucking tap you up, and when he rolls up and I'm Raleigh Cage, I'm like this. Hey man, way over there. Don't you fucking think about pulling me. Okay. All right. And now I'm fucking licking his fucking belt. Like, oh, this is good to see you too, man. It's fucking yeah. Let fucking go of me. Let go.
Yeah.
Jared, do you think a judge hug would be damaging to your reputation?
Oh.
If you got caught on camera hugging Aaron Judge?
Yes.
No.
It would be the Judge Altuve at second
not
base
a handshake,
all over
not a
again.
handshake. Not what happened.
Are you saying because
a full-on embrace?
Are you saying because of the embrace or because the visual?
The visual.
The visual of you, Mr. Red Sox Nation.
Oh no,
superfan, hugging.
I blow him on Twitter all the time, so I don't think that like Red Sox fans know that I love Aaron Judge.
It wouldn't be like one of those where like the second photo after the hug would be like no, it would be like you with your face like looking at the camera like, did we get caught?
Yeah.
No, I think Red Sox fans, for whatever reason, they don't mind my love for Aaron Judge.
It'd be that CEO who just got caught at the Coldplay concert, right?
Yeah.
Oh God,
dude.
So you want to know what it is?
I've been thinking about that all morning.
I know. I've already like it happened last night, and I've already seen the clip 9,000 times. It just got like force fed to everyone this morning,
including his wife.
But I think the difference here is if I were my age now in the late 90s, early 2000s, I would get crucified for that exchange happening with Derek Jeter, because the Red Sox didn't win shit and the Yankees were winning every year. And it's like, how are you going to go hug Jeter when you have Nomar and we're the Red Sox and fuck the Yankees? Now it's like Aaron Judge's Yankees have never beaten the Red Sox. Never. The Red Sox are the Yankees from back then. Like they win all the time. And we don't have a superstar that rivals Aaron Judge. I mean, no one does. Like unless it's Shohei, like what organization has a superstar that rivals the bright superstardom of Aaron Judge? It's just Ohtani, really. So yeah, I think that's probably why like Red Sox fans don't mind like if I pump his tires, because it's like, well, your team in general is not really a threat to us. But and he's like Jeter was not an asshole, but he had that Kobe like fuck you to his like what he would say. Like he would like stick you with a dagger verbally, but it wasn't direct. Like you would get stuck and not even realize that Jeter stuck you. Judge, he's just nice. Like Judge is not saying, he's not talking shit. He's not engaging in any of the shit that's talked about him. He's just like, yep, I'm Aaron Judge. I show up and hit 350 and gonna hit 60 bombs again and driving 140 runs. And that's what I do. And if you have a problem with me, I'm 6'7", 255 pounds, rock solid. Like, yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot to hate with Judge. I don't know.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. Ellie De La Cruz, incredibly tall person. I didn't bother him, but obviously I said about the airport thing. He was the player that at the Atlanta airport, when you have to take the train to get to your gate, I was standing next to him on the train. I mean, there was nowhere else for me to go, but just he's a guy that you just look up at. Like he's a tree, massive human being. Garrett Crochet, obviously we knew that, but the fact that he's 26 years old, he looks like a grown ass man. Like even the people within the Red Sox are like, he feels like a veteran. It feels like he's a veteran presence, like, but he's 26. It's crazy.
The hairline helps that.
I was actually just watching video of him on the flight home from his college days at Tennessee. He used to have like flow. How the hell did he go bald that fast? He looks like now.
It'll sneak up on you quick.
I guess.
No, yeah, no minoxidil, no finasteride like 99. That shit jumps on you quickly.
Yeah,
quickly.
Yeah, go look at Garrett Crochet film, and the dude
you go from Fabio to Falling Out. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I guess more of a question for Dallas. I feel like Dallas would probably speak to this more. I'm getting crucified on the internet for not knowing who Future is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that crazy?
A little bit. Yep. A little bit.
Like, obviously I've heard. So here's the caveat for anyone that thinks that I'm like joking or it's a bit. I've heard the name. Like, I know, like if you said, who's Future, I'd be like, he's a musical artist. Like, I would know who Future is. But what I said to Crochet in the clip that everyone like it's now a TikTok trend. Like, people are taking me saying, I don't know who the fuck that is. And then they're playing like Garrett Crochet highlights to Future music. So I'm dead serious. Even to this day, like right now, like if you asked me to name a song, I couldn't do it. Name an album, I couldn't do it. Like if you asked me like, what does his voice sound like? Like if you were to play me audio from like 5 different artists, be like, which one's Future? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like that part's real.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat as you.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't.
Yeah, I know who
never would have
Future
guessed
is.
that.
Yeah, like I know who Future is. I've heard his songs for sure. I would probably be able to acknowledge or recognize a Future song.
I would not. I would not be able to recognize the song. But like, and then
it's not on my playlist.
Just that's it's not a flex. I'm not trying to I'm not bragging that I don't know the guy's music. like some of the comments were like, oh, classic Boston guy not knowing who Future is. I was like, what does that mean? It's a little crazy to me.
It's probably more. Yeah. I've always been more of a Ghost of Christmas Past guy.
Yeah, like a Biggie and Tupac situation.
I don't have any idea. I don't know anything about Future that you guys don't know. I know close to nothing.
Well, I don't know. I see if we weren't going to get like C and D or whatever copyright strike, I would literally just go through and play some of his music right now and see if I like it.
I bet you'll pass probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet it wouldn't do anything for you one way or another. Wouldn't move you.
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows? Not me. I do know that Joe Ryan is a very nice guy. Have you have you interacted? Is he a Slab Lab prospect?
Target, yes.
I bet you he would do it. He seems like a guy that would be interested in doing something like that.
Yeah, he's definitely a target.
Yeah.
There were just, there was a list put together early that we wanted to execute. No,
you want me to ask him for it? We became friends.
Oh, well, it's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we were pals.
It's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll ask him for it. I'll put in the ask. My guy.
Can we please talk about what everybody is really here for?
What is everyone here for? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened during the All-Star game.
How we move forward with the robbery of Rooker.
Oh.
How this All-Star game is the All-Star game, is the derby that has Brent Rooker's fingerprints all over it. Yet you would never know it if you didn't watch it.
I can't even believe it.
I can't even believe it. I can't believe it either. I can't believe it either. From the minute the 2 balls did not get put back into the basket, I was losing my shit. Yelling, screaming at the television and the folks who I was opening baseball cards with at the time. The fact that Brent Rooker was robbed of those 2 baseballs, time left on the clock, his pitcher going into the basket to retrieve balls that just were not there. Those 2 balls did not get replenished. Brent Rooker did not have a fair opportunity to win the home run derby that he clearly and absolutely unequivocally would have won should he have been given the same opportunity as everybody else in the field. That's number 1. That is number 1. Number 2, Are we serious? Did either of you digest that seriously when Major League Baseball decided to throw up that NASA algorithm of a measurement? Like, that is quite literally the girth of a fucking seam on a baseball. That's what you're telling me, is that we put these two balls together, we turned one ever so slightly, so the seam on that one was just extended a bit further than the other one, and we did that math in real time and realized that was not Brent Rooker's ball. That was Cal Raleigh's ball. Cal Raleigh's ball went that much further. Brent Rooker, thanks for coming. Sorry. We took 2 balls from you at the beginning of this home run derby. You don't get those back. And we also did not inform anybody, including those who were betting money on this. Yeah. We didn't inform anybody that there was going to be a real-time mathematical calculation done and provided to just those on the other side of performing and not the actual performers. Like Brent Rooker said, if I would have known that this was a thing, well, maybe I'd try to hit it a little harder, right? And I know what you're saying. Well, should it be trying to hit them all? He got robbed of 2 balls to start with. And the fact that that fucking mathematical equation is what made him have to take a seat, to hell with that. To absolute hell with
Preach,
every
brother.
bit of that. Fucking robbery.
No,
Robbery.
What a tragedy question. Do you think that the gap between Raleigh's average and Rooker's average was greater or lesser than the width of the jersey that you guys will be purchasing for me? The fabric.
Jared's on the hook for that one.
I'm only on the hook.
Good faith,
I'm only on the hook
conscience,
for 40% of it because because O'Neal Cruz hit a 500 and something foot home run. So I'm actually only on the hook for 40%.
That Cal Raleigh jersey is going to be absolutely beautiful hanging behind me on my normal setup. It was.
I'll be sure to lay it on your casket because that's when you're going to get it.
The fans are not going to allow for that. I am really confident that what we don't want is a boycott. And I certainly don't want to be the cause of it, but I will go ahead and need that Cal Raleigh jersey probably for the stretch run. Cause what I want to have it when he's breaking the all-time home run record, because I'm now part of the special journey of Cal Raleigh. Because he won the home run derby on very legitimate tiebreakers.
You are just an absolute joke. You lack integrity. You're a bad human, and you can fucking quote me on that.
All of my previous tweets and private text messages would, of course, back up my sentiment that it was totally legitimate and not ridiculous at all. But tough way for Brent Rooker to go down, but rules are rules. And
they're there for a reason, Jay.
I'd be a stickler for them. Cal Raleigh jersey, it's cool. Maybe next year you can win a Rooker, or Jared can win whatever he was going for. But
I don't know how you sleep at night. There's no way you sleep. There's no way you watch that unfold and you say to yourself, you know what? I deserve that. I earned that. I'm going to wear that with pride. That's something you should get and instantly burn. If you had a hair on your ass, there is no way you walk around in public with that on and are proud to tell the story of where you got that and how you got it.
I don't really wear jerseys, so I'm not going to walk around in public. It's going to be more of a display item, like my Harold Baines jersey is. It's going to be part of my growing background, and it'll have a story attached to it that people can, it'll be like kind of one of those kind of multi-dimensional, multimedia experiences where you can see the jersey, you can watch the derby that won the jersey for me, you can listen to the podcast before and after the derby to kind of see our reactions and our predictions beforehand. I think it'll be really cool for fans of the podcast currently and future fans to kind of go back and explore kind of the myth and the nostalgia and kind of the legend of this podcast, Cal Raleigh and me.
I'd be more curious and I'd be more interested in watching how they actually came to that conclusion. Show me them crunching those numbers.
I'd be interested.
Show me them doing that math.
Doesn't reveal some sort of fraud that cost me a jersey.
Fucking tapping into whatever resource they have. What do they got?
Sounds like another job for Mike Eamon, the underdog documentarian.
Yeah, why don't you and Mike get on that, DB? But before you guys set sail, on that very impressive journey that you're going to go on, go ahead and ship that Cal Raleigh jersey. Just go ahead.
And then what's Brent Rooker do? If it wasn't enough for him to hit the fucking 3-run bomb to get the AL offense started, let's remember how that happened. Why did the AL climb back into this fucking thing? Because Brent Rooker got the fucking party started with a 3-run pump. That's how we got here.
Right.
He hit all of the most important home runs in the fucking All-Star game for the American League. He did all of the work.
The reason I want you to get the jersey in the mail, though, is because I don't want the post office to become overloaded when the Juan Soto jersey also has to be sent in a couple of months. So, like, I just don't want multiple jerseys in the mail at the same time, overload the system. Something happens to one of them, they don't end up with me because, like, you know, it's all about integrity and honoring jersey bets, and that's what baseball is all about. It always has been and always will be. So yeah, congrats to Cal Raleigh and congrats to me and congrats to Manfred and the rule makers for very transparent, very fair, and definitely 100% accurate rules.
You know what? Can't wait for you to watch. Can't wait for us to watch the unboxing of your jerseys.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that that jersey picked out so I can do the math on what 40% of the cost is, and I can send that over to Dallas and he can buy it.
Yeah, I'll make a final decision on which color. It's really hard. Obviously, Mariners have a nice palette. But I'll figure that out and then send that over to you, and then you guys can do the math. I don't like to talk about like the numbers and the finances and stuff. It makes me a little uneasy. So you guys can handle that on the side, and then we'll be all set.
Perfect.
Dallas will send me the tracking number.
Forgive me if I come up just a hair short. You know what I mean? Like if we're not able to make, and I'm just a hair, if it's just not quite, forgive me. If that is
the other thing too is Cal Raleigh was available for the swing off and was not used, or I believe not even asked. That's why I want Aaron Boone fired as my American League manager.
You can understand why. Hey,
he can keep the job. You gotta go.
I gotta go. I have to go. I'm getting blown up. I have to go. Hand up. Dallas had some luggage issues. I've got a 3-wheel suitcase right now. That's not gonna fly. Quite literally not gonna fly. I gotta go pick up a suitcase so that I can get on my airplane with my team and get the fuck out of here and get to Cleveland, where we're gonna go smack the Guardians.
You probably are. They're struggling, man.
Mm-hmm. No, you probably won't.
Second half storm coming right now.
Probably start one of those nice like.
Oh wow, jersey bet on this series.
You want a jersey bet on this series, Jay? Look me in the fucking eye right now. Look me in the eye right now and tell me you're ready to buy me my Brent Rooker jersey after we win this series.
I am a little concerned that you are developing what most professionals call a problem.
I'm setting up. I'm going to have my wife and grandma sewing fucking jerseys for the.
Yeah, you are digging deeper and deeper, buddy. But if you want to do Rooker Joe Ram, you give me the word.
Done. Rooker Joe Ram on the fucking line for this series. If the Guardians, I swear, I'm gonna send you a video of me and Brent Rooker wishing you the worst night of sleep you've ever had in your fucking life.
I am going to have to take a trip to Goodwill to drop off all my extra clothes.
Be prepared for Dallas to send you a bootleg jersey from China that like looks nothing like the jersey that you wore.
No, there's no. The last thing we want to do is damage the integrity of the jersey bet operation. So it'll be exactly the quality that it should be. I know that. Yep.
Wow, big time jersey
I know where
bet.
Dallas lives.
He's trying to get back on the horse right now.
Dallas is due. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm in the 5th trimester right now. I am overdue.
Let's go Guards, baby.
I've never seen someone in such tremendous jersey debt as Dallas Braden.
Yo, this is going to be, I'm tuning in for every second of these broadcasts now too, because as soon as the A's go down, it's going to be the best listen of my life.
I can still hear you, asshole.
Yeah. I know it's going to be going through his head. He's going to be looking at Jenny. He's going to be,
he's going to be so mad, and the audience is going to be like, this series does not matter. Like, why is he so angry?
Why is Dallas so fucking pissed about this stuff? It's the second half. He just got a break.
You would think that this guy would have gotten a breather over the break. I mean, he didn't even go to the All-Star game. He got the true break. Nope. Jersey bet.
getting his luggage fixed, but you can't fix the emotional baggage that the boy carries around. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm starting to get worried about him because like he's probably at this point like $500 in jersey debt right now.
Yeah, well, he's got your Marlins one or whatever. He's got or whatever, however we've worked that out. The one to you, he's got the portion of the Raleigh one to me. Mm-hmm. He can't like the way
the
Alonso
vast majority.
Yes, he can't like the way Soto Alonso is trending since he made that bet. I think we all know where that's going to end up. And now, he's pinned his hope on the A's, which I feel like, people love to say that the definition of insanity is making the same mistake and expecting different results. Whether that's actually the definition or not we'll put that aside. Dallas is making that same mistake over and over again with the A's. He's put his career, his broadcasting, and now his jersey bet life on the line with the A's against the Guards. Good luck to you.
Yeah. It feels ill-advised.
Yeah, I mean, the A's are not good. So, I mean, the Guards may not be good either. In fact, they aren't, but technically so far they are better than the A's. So we'll see how it goes.
How's my jersey bet looking with you right now? Where's
pretty good?
Defense.
Dominguez had a game or two since then, but I don't think it was much to really move the needle.
So the defensive run saved is -4. And
that hasn't changed since last time.
760.
It's going to have to be the OPS, I think, because there's probably not a lot of precedent for a guy putting up -4 defensive run saved in the first half and putting up like +5 in the second half.
So do I? Is it just a push if the defensive run saved is negative, but the OPS is 800 plus?
If I think I have to check the tape on that. I know for sure both of them have to be right for you to win.
Yep.
I don't remember what happens if it's a 1-to-1 split. I don't remember if that means I win or if that just means that the bet's null and void. So
all right.
If that's how it plays out, we'll check the tape. Yeah.
Yeah, so check the tape. Yeah. Feeling pretty good about that one though.
I think that's probably right where you want it.
Yeah. Yep. Just spending the rest of my days having jerseys owed to me. Actually, I trust that I will get my jersey from Jay.
Although, yeah, you will. Although I think what we also need to check the tape on that as to whether it's a jersey bet or a candy bet?
I don't think we need to check that.
All right, maybe Garrett could check that or something.
Yeah, maybe Garrett, destroy the tape if it's for candy, because
too much tape destroying going on lately. We can't.
Yeah, that's such a long-term play for candy. You know what I'm saying?
It was. I thought at one point we talked about because it was Jason Dominguez, it wasn't worth a jersey bet. But of course, if that's the case, I will pay either bet, pending whatever the tape says, which we'll get to the bottom of because as we said, nothing but integrity up here, at least from the people that are still left on this podcast today.
Guy's just all class. He's all class.
I try. We all do. Some of us try.
Yeah. We should try for our dogs,
Yeah.
Because sometimes, our dogs will have health issues. But there's ways that we can get out in front of that. You know what I mean? There's ways that we can take care of our dogs. Here's the good news. With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every month, Rough Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They have helped millions of pups, like Ace, who's over there sleeping. He's been so much better now. Like, I feel like we're at the point now where he gets the routine. He's like, all right, it's podcast time. Come in the studio. I take a little nap on the floor, and then my dad's the man, and he just like plays with me the rest of the day. Like that's the exchange. I'd be a good boy for a couple hours, and then I get spoiled the rest of the day.
You're ahead of him with where I'm at with my son. So good for you.
Yeah. Stay active and be healthy, and your pup could be next. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. All you have to do is cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use the promo code BID. That's RUFF greens.com. Promo code BID. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of rough greens. Trying to think of what else behind the scenes stuff. Saw the John Boy guys. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I probably haven't seen Jimmy in years. Yeah.
They still look the same?
Oh, they still look the same. Yeah. Hollywood Joe's, man. He's taken off. He is, he was up there talking with Chappie. Like he goes up to all the Yankee players and they all know who he is and they all kiss his ass. And yeah, Hollywood Joe's, that was different.
That's the guy who burst onto the scene with the fan video in the stands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was in the stands, right?
Made famous by Section 10, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any of these guys personally, so
it was very funny because I was like, we were all talking. And I was like, yeah, that video went viral because Section 10. And he was like, God damn, man, how many times do you want me to say thank you? I was like, that's not what we were
have we had this conversation before?
It's just a fun fact. It's just a fun fact. I was not looking for a thank you, Joe's. Yeah, got to meet Jolly Olive. Love his content. He's great. Saw Rosie, Plouffe. I was gonna go to their, like, they were doing like a watch party. So I don't go to the All-Star game. I am there. I'm always in the All-Star game city, but I don't go to the All-Star game because I feel like the TV presentation is what everyone talks about. So for the sake of the podcast and social media, I think it makes more sense for me to not be there. I'll just like watch on TV. So I was going to go to their watch party, but like, because like All-Star week is so goddamn busy, I didn't eat for like 2 days. Like I woke up and it was just like, go to this, go to that, go to this, go to that, go to this, go to that. I had peanut M&Ms for dinner one night. There was another night where I didn't eat until I ordered like 3 Taco Bell tacos at like midnight for dinner.
Good.
It was a fucking grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it did. So I was like, I'm starving, and I know that if I go to like a watch party, that I'm probably going to be yapping and not actually watching the game, and probably not eating either. So I chose food and peace for the All-Star game is what I did.
Did you enjoy that experience in the end?
I don't think people realize, like, you get to a certain point in life where just sitting alone in a hotel room watching a baseball game by yourself, like that's the good shit right there.
Yeah. My daughter told me to go to my room by myself the other day if I didn't stop behaving the way that I was. And I said, you better be real careful how many times you make that threat, because I will go up there and that will be that for the night.
That will be that.
I will lock that door, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I preach into the choir on that one, friend. I get it. No, I mean, when we were in Texas, we watched from the house. Same deal.
Yeah.
I think that worked out fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Steve and Emond, they went to like the after parties. I just went back to the hotel. It was great. Like just having that alone time that I haven't been able to have in a long time. Man, was that nice. Just, I can do whatever I want. I can stay up late if I want to. I can stay up past my bedtime.
I can eat junk food.
Yeah, I ate junk. I can order Taco Bell at midnight and no one's going to judge me for that. I can drink soda after 8 p.m. Yeah.
I'm glad it was therapeutic for you.
Oh, it was probably the best part of the trip. It was probably
doesn't sound like there's any question. Doesn't.
No, I think that was great. I had a great time. But yeah, I got to see those guys. What else happened? I feel like I met some dudes from like Banana Ball. That was cool. I was getting like the the behind the scenes on that, and yeah, they're always great dudes. Like it'd be hard pressed to meet someone affiliated with that operation and be like, dude was a dick. Like they're all just like super nice, super humble, just trying to play ball and make a living doing it, which is very cool.
It's all any of us are trying to do, you know?
Yeah, Just trying to make a living off that ball life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What else do we have, Justin Havens?
What'd you think about A-Rod saying that Manfred belongs or will belong in the Hall of Fame? That do anything for you?
Is that a controversial take?
I think it's interesting mostly because of who is uttering the statement.
Oh. Well, I think
listen, I know none of this stuff matters, and like what happened in the past has no bearing on the future anymore, but like I'm old enough to remember where Rob Manfred and Alex Rodriguez were functionally water and oil. Like they were incompatible. They were enemies in a sense. And we've come a long way, I guess. I don't know.
A-Rod, the broadcaster, and A-Rod the player are two wildly different people. Like he was saying on the broadcast last night, he's like, yeah, the game is better when the Red Sox are good. You think he would have said that 10 years ago?
No. And I guess I should clarify. I mean, I know that A-Rod's specific beef was with Sea League, but you know, Manfred was his right-hand man. He was his labor pit bull. And I guess maybe it's not so much that those two clashed. It's that like I'm still almost my breath is taken away that we've gotten to a point where A-Rod was the persona non grata in Major League Baseball as it relates to player or former player. And we've gotten to a point where a major network has made them, in fact, multiple have attempted to make them the face of their baseball or their biggest name baseball commentator at various stages and steps. And that he is in some ways, one of the front-facing talking heads, former players for Major League Baseball right now on the major networks, not on like some offshoot, and that he's advocating for Rob Manfred to go to the Hall of Fame. And they have the relationship they do that is different than what he and Sea League had, I guess. I don't know. It's just all very shocking given where we were 10 or 15 years ago for a person of both of our ages who can remember, I think, with clarity, the biogenesis stuff, the A-Rod cheating, the scandal, all of that stuff. Come a long way.
We've certainly come a long way with A-Rod. But I mean, he's right. I feel like Rob Manfred has probably been one of the most clowned on while also being one of the most successful and innovative and influential Major League Baseball commissioners of all time.
Yeah, I think so. It's not a surprise. You're right in that it's not a surprising comment in that, like, basically all of the commissioners get in or are expected. Like Sea League's in. Why wouldn't Rob Manfred get in? And that's part of, I think part of what the frustration was with Sea League getting in is that like that's a real mixed bag in terms of a legacy. A lot of good came out of Bud Selig's tenure. A lot of bad came out of it too. And I would argue Manfred's track record is similarly mixed. I think there have been lots and lots of good done during his commissionership. This is going to seem like typical me being a hater, and maybe there's part of me that, given my employment history and just my personal track record, like I don't know that maybe these things can't be separated, but I do feel like there's part of this that you have to point to the players that exist within the current realm of Major League Baseball and say, would anyone have been able to execute improved marketing with this batch of players? Like, did Rob Manfred bring Shohei Ohtani over? Did Rob Manfred cultivate a generation of the best power speed combinations and individual players that we've seen in decades? No, not in any way. So like, yeah, he deserves credit. Some of the rule change stuff I think have been legitimately good for the game. And I do expect that he will get into the Hall of Fame because that's just how this works. But that A-Rod said it, surprising, shocking to anybody older than 30, 25. And I do think Rob Manfred's tenure as commissioner is extremely complex and probably will only get more complex during the upcoming labor dispute.
For sure. But for anyone else really to say something like this, I agree it's shocking. But for A-Rod to say it, it's like this is who he is now. Like
I guess you're right.
He will say the thing that people agree with, so that people are like, "Wow, great point by A-Rod." You know, like even if he doesn't believe it himself, or he's reluctant to say it, or hesitant to say it, it's like, yeah, like he will say the thing where it's like that. Like A-Rod will praise someone to get praise for himself.
Yes, you're right that, there is something about look at the messenger here above and beyond the angle that I was pursuing with that.
Like, look at how great I am for taking the high road here. Like, look at how much I've changed as a person. If I can say that Rob Manfred belongs in the Hall of Fame, then who's to say I haven't changed as a person too? Maybe put me in the Hall of Fame too while you're at it, you know?
Yeah. And you know, I think, yes. And to your point about who's delivering the message, I think that's very fair because if you look at the timeline of how A-Rod's life has played out, he can tie his improved relationship with Major League Baseball and his ascension as a post-career broadcaster to Rob Manfred succeeding Bud Selig. Like, there was probably a moment where Rob Manfred or the league could have made A-Rod's life continue to be bad as it relates to his relationship with Major League Baseball or his ability to get employment at one of the major networks. And I think rightly or wrongly, he probably looks at Rob Manfred as an ally and someone who took a different tact as it relates to their relationship with A-Rod than maybe how it felt Bud Selig had at the end of his tenure. So the more we talk about it, maybe surprising or shocking isn't the right way, but interesting to describe it, that this is where we're at with their relationship with A-Rod specifically. And just the idea that, and I don't know that I need an answer. Maybe this is more rhetorical. I wonder how Rob Manfred's commissionership would be viewed, like what letter grade it would improve to in the general mind from wherever it's at right now, if he more or less never said anything. Like if somehow he was just a commissioner who just really didn't talk or give public statements. Because I feel like
the piece of metal thing,
wasn't
the piece of metal. So I didn't realize this until the Pat McAfee show at the All-Star game, but the piece of metal thing, he said that not knowing he was being recorded. I thought he was on the record when he said that.
I have to say, I don't really remember.
I'll pull up that clip because I want to say they kind of made it sound like he wasn't aware that
I mean, I know that was a massive deal even internally at the time. That was a red hot topic. But I mean, while you look for that and take your time, obviously, like the idea that this is a no doubt Hall of Famer or commissioner, which is the position that A-Rod is taking, is a little bit crazy when you consider that I've been talking this whole time about his commissionership, and I haven't at one point even explicitly mentioned the Astros cheating scandal, which, like, I know we move much faster now as a society, and scandals and cheating and blemishes and mistakes and all that seem to move much faster out of the consciousness than they used to. And in some cases, that's a great thing. But that is an incredible black mark on a commissionership to have endured that and to have overseen that. And I think needs to be like sentence 1 or 2 of the biography of Manfred's, or the recap of his commissionership. Do you have the clip?
I do.
I have to bring something up.
Okay.
because I attacked you pretty good. When you get caught on a conversation by somebody recording here, you're over here, and you call it a piece of metal or whatever. Okay, listen, I thought you got screwed there because you're getting recorded whenever you don't know it. But do you think like that and other things have led to a stain about how people view you? Just strictly, let me tell you why. Me working with you and your people these last 2 weeks, you might have the greatest group around you out of all the leagues. Legitimately, you might have the greatest group around you. And obviously, you were the one in charge of them. But at that moment, it was hard not to just be like, what is this guy? Did you learn anything from that moment? And did that moment deep down piss you off? Because it's like, how am I getting outed by people that are supposed to be my team there?
Look, I think if you got one chance to turn the clock back and undo something, that would probably be the thing that I would undo. I did learn a couple of things from it. Number one, I'm a lawyer by training. You say things to defend a position. And in this case, it was, what we had decided to do with respect to the Astros and that whole situation. You say things to defend your decision. And one of the things I've learned, at some point, you put your decision out there and let people think what they think, and you're better off.
Yeah.
You really are better off, because the guy who thinks you're wrong, the chances you're turning him around ain't
Never.
that good.
Yeah, especially in this world. Yeah.
Just not that good, And so, I really did learn something from it. I think it made me better at the job as time has gone on. But, one of the great things about this job is you learn something every day. You kind of, and I think one of the reasons that you've had a positive experience with the people that work in baseball is I do think as an organization, even though we have the reputation of history and tradition, I do think the organization looks at the game every day and says, what should we be doing to make sure we're better?
Well, I believe it. And just from what I've experienced, and I want to let you know, we were a part of that whole thing coming after you. I appreciate you addressing it, but I also appreciate you sitting in that batter's box, pun intended, and just continuing to go about it. Because you're in the fire, brother.
There you go. That's Pat McAfee talking to Rob Manfred.
So I don't know why Pat is choosing to phrase it that way, because based on my quick look through while that was playing, it's an on-camera interview with ESPN.
Oh.
So maybe Pat's saying he got screwed, it was a phrasing thing, because the full quote is, let me just make sure I have the full quote here. The idea of an asterisk or asking for a piece of metal back seems like a futile act. People will always know that something was different about the 2017 season, and whether we made that decision right or wrong, we undertook a thorough investigation and had the intestinal fortitude to share the results of that investigation, even when those results were not very pretty. Manfred told Ravitch that any discipline, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe Pat's saying that, it was taken out of context, which is not totally unfair, I don't think. But he did call it a piece of metal, and he was on camera. So I think he probably just needs to, it sounds like he was owning the mistake and saying that that's one he'd like to have back.
Yeah. I mean, with the context, the context is important, because at the end of the day, when people talk about it, it's like, he didn't just say, we play 162 games just to get this fucking piece of metal. Who gives a shit? That's not what he said. Right. I feel like people talk about it like that was the sentiment, which it obviously was not.
That's definitely how they talk about it.
Yeah. I think, while we're on the subject of Rob Manfred and decisions that he's making or could be making, why is the draft on Sunday when major league players don't need to be involved in this? It has nothing to do with their rest. Well, Sunday, there's still a slate of games. It's still the regular season. It's not the break. And there's no debt. You don't have to draft players by, the end of the first half or before the first half ends. It's nothing about that. It's a timing thing. It's a scheduling thing. So, and this year is a rare year where there's actually 2 full days with no games. It's usually the Derby Monday, the All-Star Game Tuesday. that Wednesday is a barren wasteland with 0 games in the schedule. Thursday, they'll ease back in with like 2, maybe 3, 4 games. And then Friday, everyone is back. This year, there's no games Wednesday. There's no games Thursday. Why not have the MLB draft on Wednesday?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'm not going to say that. I think the idea was, I mean, obviously you've nailed it that it was supposed to be a weekend and like kind of a whole long thing, a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday thing. My guess is that they looked at it and said, we have baseball games happening on Sunday. We have an event that people are excited about Monday and an event people are excited about Tuesday. We have an opportunity. We have a window to capture attention for our sport. And it's better to put that on Sunday night from a viewing perspective than it is putting it on Wednesday, where maybe the conclusion of the All-Star game interest dissipates and we actually lose the attention of the sporting public. I'm not sure what the right answer is. As it relates to Sunday versus Wednesday, I think it would be worth trying your idea. What I do know is not working, and I think you had hopped off the pod on the last time we recorded before we talked about the MLB draft, is that the current setup to make it a thing, like make it a TV event, make it so that people are attending and that it's like an in-person draw, is failing. And it's failing on just about every level that it can possibly fail on. And part of that is inherent to the draft itself, where, all the things we've talked about before, these people are not plug and play. You're not seeing them come up right away. But I think the more interesting part that I learned about after the fact this year, and maybe you saw this or maybe you weren't anywhere near it, was that not a single draft prospect from the first round showed up for the live event. And
correct.
I think that's a problem you could see coming maybe if you were paying attention, but that literally not one showed up. And that it had been, I think, 6 to 8 in previous years, which is still, that's a fledgling number. That's something you're looking to build on, and that they've gone the opposite way. And I think in defense of, I'm going to lay out for your opinion, but in defense of the draftees, I think it's fair that they're not showing up. There are lots of ways that it can go wrong for them, and not many ways it can go to their benefit to participate. And I just think we're getting closer to, I think, the draft having to be bailed on as an event like that than we are having it stick in the national consciousness in any way that matters.
Yeah, I think to your point about it being this event, like it doesn't, like I want it to be during the All-Star break, but I don't think it needs to be a part of the All-Star game festivities. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yep.
So if you're going to have the Major League Baseball draft around the time of the All-Star break, I don't see, like, it's like, oh, Sunday's prime times. Like, yes, but like if there is a select group of baseball fans that are going to watch the Major League Baseball draft, and they're going to watch it if it's on a Sunday or a Wednesday. It is what it is. If you're a baseball fan, you've made yourself available every fucking night because your team is playing every single night. So what difference does it make if I'm sitting there on a Wednesday watching a baseball game or I'm sitting there on a Wednesday watching the draft? I think they need to make it completely online because it's very not like uncomfortable, but there is, I guess, a level of like, this makes me uncomfortable that no players show up to it.
Yes.
So when I was doing the combine and I was interviewing like, a lot of the top 100 guys, a lot of the top 30 guys, like first round guys, I was like, what are your plans for the draft? Are you going to go? And obviously no one said yes. Like, no, I'm just going to, have people at the house and have a little party, a little get together and yada, yada. And like, that was the sentiment for everyone. I didn't realize that was everyone's idea, was I'm not going to go. Yeah. So if there's a way they could do it so that the presentation looks big time, but you're not doing it at this big venue, like you're not doing it at a place that can hold 3,000 fans, and you might have 300 fans and 0 draft prospects show up to it. You can make it a presentation. Like I get not wanting to do it at MLB Network. Like if you don't want to do it there, it feels too, it doesn't feel big enough to just have it at a studio that we always see programming in. That's fine. Like you can still do it that way, but just have them all on standby. Like, you have a pretty good idea of who the top 50 prospects are in the draft, and you can have, them zoom in and have access and have them speak after they get picked and whatnot. I think for the most part, because of something that you said earlier, Jayhay, it's not the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, hey, this guy got picked in the first round, he's going to be our quarterback this year. So instead of, hey, we just selected this guy, he's going to come up on stage and we're going to do like the jersey presentation. I think what Major League Baseball fans and the draft needs are the draft people. Like they're the stars of the show, not the players. So you draft this dude number 7 overall. Everyone sitting at home is like, cool, who the fuck is that? You're like, I want like the draft people being like, oh, this dude's out of Arkansas. He's a right-hander. He throws 98. He's got 4+ pitches. He's got this wipeout slider. He did, his standout performance in college. He, pitched 8 1/3 with 17 strikeouts. Like that's what I want from my baseball draft experience, because even me, someone that, like I care about it. I read about it. I look at I'm keeping an eye on the mocks and everything. And then lo and behold, someone gets taken in the first round. I'm like, I've never heard that name before. Like, I don't know who that is. And I want to know.
Yeah. And I think, just to go back to one of the things you said at the beginning about the timing of it, I do think I would not be surprised if you see a conversation about them moving the date, because another thing that I did not realize was that I think part of the reason it was being held on Sunday is because potential draftees were being offered inducements to attend. Those inducements included tickets to the All-Star game, tickets to the Home Run Derby, round trip airfare, hotel accommodations, meet and greet potential with current MLB stars. Obviously, you can't offer those things if you're holding the event the draft event on Wednesday or Thursday after those events are over. So that makes sense for why it was set up currently. But if those inducements resulted in 0 people attending, then I think you're probably going to have the league regroup on that. And to your point, maybe we do see it move off of Sunday, because why then are you having it Sunday if no people are coming?
Well, there's another thing that they can do. The MLB Futures game is on Saturday in a mix of Major League Baseball games. Who is abandoning watching their own team to watch the Futures game? Nobody. But if you have that day, that Wednesday after the All-Star game, where there's not a single professional sport being played, how about you start the day with the MLB Futures game and you cap it off with the Major League Baseball draft? Why waste the day?
I think that's a great idea. And I think that would be a reversal of how they've treated the Futures game over the last 10 years. When I was traveling for ESPN and was in a position to go to All-Star games, the thing I was most excited about when I first got to do that was the Futures game. Like that used to be a thing. It used to be held on the Sunday. Like it used to be part of it. It felt like an event. And I think for various reasons, some of which are out of Major League Baseball's control, in fairness to them, it has been deprioritized. It's not the same event. And that's not just because I just don't go anymore. I'm not being weird about it. It's the same quality of prospects don't go. We know why that would be, injury risk, exposure, all that sort of stuff. But they've deprioritized that. So I'm with you. That's a chance to inject some life and some vigor back into that event as well, potentially, pairing those two together. And listen, man, like we were talking about Manfred and head into the Hall of Fame. His commissionership, I believe, wraps up in like 5 years, something like that. Are you giving some consideration to throwing your name in the ring?
I'm going to defer to Coley on that. I think he would be a better commissioner than me, but I'm happy to work in his cabinet.
Okay. That's something you've already discussed.
Yeah. I feel like he's like, I'm an ideas guy, but he's more of a outside the box guy. Like baseball needs more outside. Like this feels obvious to me, like so I don't know if it's because I do this as a job, but it's like when I fly in on Sunday, I'm just like, fuck. Like I just got, like, everyone's like, oh, you coming to the draft tonight? I'm like, I just got to my hotel. Like, no, I'm not going to the draft. And then obviously, like if you're all the people that are covering these events, they mostly cover individual teams. Like there's a lot of national media for sure, but this time of year, I mean, it's like people are starting to talk about the trade deadline already, which is a priority over the futures game. And then the regional writers and people who cover the sport, it's like, all right, you want me to cover the futures game, but like my team is playing a series right now. Like there's still a 3-game set. Like the Red Sox going for a 4-game sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays to win 10 straight was a bigger story than if they had a player in the futures game. But I care about both. I have to prioritize one over the other. So let me finish out my first half and then talk about that. Get into Atlanta, home run derby, all-star game, futures game, draft. Thanks for coming out.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Jake, book Rob Manfred. We're going to have a conversation with him on the air. There was another thing, story from the All-Star game. I walked into Shake Shack on Tuesday. Yeah, the day after the home run derby. And there were 2 tables next to each other. And when I walked in, both tables just like turned and looked over. And you remember the VMAs performance where Eminem did the real Slim Shady and he just had like 100 people that looked like him?
Yes.
So, I mean, there's going to be young people listening that are like, what the fuck are these old heads talking about? I believe it was like 1999 or 2000, the VMAs. Like he did a performance of Eminem did a performance of the real Slim Shady where he just had like 100 lookalikes. That's what Cal Raleigh's family looks like. Like they just look like all different versions of Cal Raleigh. Like they've got it's crazy. Like they have different, like, you know, they come in different shapes and sizes, body types, but like their face it looks like all different versions of Cal Raleigh. It's crazy. Like I walked in and immediately I was like, "Hey guys, that's Cal Raleigh's family." And they were like, "Do you know them?" I was like, "No, look at them." That's definitely his family. And then I ended up like meeting a bunch of them. Very cool. Super nice. You know, they love baseball, not just because their first cousin plays in Major League Baseball and just won the home run derby and he's the home run king right now. But, you know, they all grew up baseball fans and playing baseball and all that. But it was just very funny. Like they just like they all just look like Cal Raleigh. So there was that. Oh, the Pete Alonso thing. Did we get that clip? That was us?
Yeah, it did mega numbers, baby.
Yeah. Who fucking took that, Steve? I don't know. I mean, he definitely didn't ask the question. He's too dumb to do that, but he'd probably film someone else's question. But here's Pete Alonso talking about fighting in baseball.
If there's one rule I could change, so I don't think people should get ejected after charging them out or fighting. So I think it should be hockey style. So no teams, no nothing, because that's when people can like seriously get hurt. So I think there's a rule. If you want to go out and charge them out, then you should be able to. But if the pitcher or hitter or whoever charges, and if they don't want to fight, they take a knee. And then they don't have to fight. But if someone charges the mound, it's 1v1 hockey style, and then that's it. And then the loser has to leave. The winner of the fight stays in the game. Or if someone goes out, take a knee, then it's like whatever, and then you both go your separate ways. That's what I should change about the game.
Yeah, so this is a dumb idea. So the idea that like if you just smoked me with 98 and I'm blind with rage and I'm sprinting out to the mound to fight you, and that if you just take a knee, that I'm just going to veer off and not give you like a running fucking super kick to the head instead. Like, who is policing the fact that like the pitcher said, "Nope, I don't want to fight"? You're just putting yourself in a more vulnerable position for the man who's charging at you with blind rage because you hit him with 98 in the fucking ribs. So
you just hit some dude right in the fucking face of the head with 99 and he charges down and you just kneel. The guy just runs out and just punts your fucking head like a pumpkin.
Yeah, like what part of you thinks that someone that's that angry where they want to physically assault you is going to have the control to not fuck you up just because you took a knee? There's that part of it. There's fighting in hockey because they're on skates. Like, sure, there's guys that can hit you pretty hard because even though they're still on skates, but like their lower bodies are taken completely out of it. It's all arms. They're just all jabs and whatever. There's some obviously like uppercuts and haymakers, but they're not able to put their whole body into it because they're on skates. You want people to be able to fight, and a dude having a running start that has the arm strength to throw 98 miles an hour on flat ground to then get a running start and then be able to take a swing at your face. Like, you're endorsing potential homicide. I mean, that's what's murder, but it's not premeditated. Is that third degree or second degree?
I think that's second degree.
Yeah. So like we're going to be dealing with a lot of second degree murder. All it takes is one dude with a running start to be like, and the players are not allowed to intervene or intercept this guy. So he can run out and just fucking wail on you. And if he connects once, you're done.
I can't decide which is funnier, if that idea popped into Pete Alonso's head and he would just decided that I'm going to share this kind of unfiltered idea right now with whoever has a microphone in front of me, or if that stupid idea was something that he had like baked and sat on for a really long time and was like, here is my really, really good idea, and I'm now ready to share it with the world. I don't know which is funnier. They're both kind of funny. Either way, I'm with you. Not a great idea.
Not a great idea, Jayhay.
No. There
was a very funny Pete Alonso moment for the red carpet. Like everyone else had families, significant others, children, their entourage, agents, aunts and uncles' parents walking the red carpet with them. On the right side was the fans. They'd go over, sign, take pictures. On the left side, it's media. They're dapping people up. They know they're doing interviews. Pete Alonso, and it was hilarious. Like, it wasn't like a douche thing. Like, I'm sure people will interpret that way. He just beeline, walked straight, was by himself, no one else. He was the only person that was by himself. Didn't look right to the fans, did not look left to the media, and was holding like a man purse. So he was dressed in like, he was obviously doing like the fashion thing, but then he had like this big like man purse and just did not break stride, just walked the length of the red carpet, got to the end of it, and that was it. It was very funny. Like, I don't know if he was doing it to be funny, but he was serving, as the kids say. He was serving on the red carpet.
I think my only comment on the red carpet is I still remember the first time I saw Shohei on the red carpet, and it was a lot like what you described as, is it him or is it like somebody,
a body
pretending to be Shohei for security purposes. He just it sounds silly, but until I guess you are in the presence of him in a situation like that, it's hard to describe, but he emanates a presence and an aura about him that doesn't really align with any other baseball player.
No, it really is kind of crazy that it's different. You feel it. It's kind of like having like a Ridge wallet.
It is a lot like that, I feel like.
Yeah, because before I had a Ridge wallet, I would lose my wallet. Honestly, the wallet that I had felt childish. Now I feel like a man. Now I feel like I have a man wallet. I had this giant, crusty leather brick that was falling apart. Sucked.
Like a Costanza wallet?
Yeah. It just wasn't it, Jayhay. It just wasn't it. Mm-hmm. Then you switch to Ridge, and it's unique, slim, modern design, holds up to 12 cards plus cash, which like I don't really carry cash, but the 12 cards aspect is great because I get a lot of cards that I get to hold. It's made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. Over 50 plus colors and styles to choose from. Coley has the Red Sox wallet. I believe Dallas, it's not that I owe him the A's wallet. I don't owe him anything, but I feel like out of the kindness of my heart, I said I was going to get him the A's Ridge wallet. I'll get around to that when he sends me the jersey that he owes me from last year. All Ridge products have a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet that you're ever going to need to buy. And does it give you peace of mind knowing that Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology, keeping you safe from digital pickpocketers? They also have over 100,000 5-star reviews. Losing your wallet is the worst. Take it from someone who's done that twice. But the Ridge AirTag attachment, you'll always be able to know exactly where your Ridge wallet is before panic mode kicks in. Ridge isn't just about wallets either. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. And for a limited time, BID listeners are going to get 10% off at Ridge by using the promo code BID. Just head to ridge.com, use the promo code BID, and you're all set. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that BID sent ya. What was the other thing? Oh, the Rangers giving Nathan Eovaldi. So Nathan Eovaldi in his contract gets $100K if he makes the All-Star team. He has a sub-2 ERA, Jayhay. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and confirm on that one. I mean, that's an active confirm.
Let me see. Yeah, okay. So Nathan Eovaldi got his $100K bonus from the Rangers, even though he didn't make the All-Star team, just because the Rangers were like, he was worthy. He should have made the All-Star team. We're going to give you the bonus anyway. That's pretty fucking cool.
It's excellent. He had a 1.58 in 91 innings. So yeah, definitely get that he was about 30 innings behind a lot of the people who were 20, 30 innings behind a lot of the All-Star selections, but 1.58 is 1.58. And, I've never really understood the idea that these sorts of gestures don't matter in professional sports. And I remember when I was in the ESPN green room specifically, kind of asking the question of why some of these teams, and we've talked about it on Starting Nine too back in the day, like Corbin Burns was an example where I remember it coming up in conversation for the three of us about like these teams that just grind these players over every dollar in arbitration, fight them over $200K instead of just, whatever. I've never been convinced that stuff doesn't matter, and that once players are making financial decisions, that it's 100% about the most money all the time. And you know what? I think it is cool and appropriate when franchise legends are treated accordingly. And for all intents and purposes, Nathan Eovaldi is a Rangers modern day franchise legend for what was delivered in 2023, above and beyond what the quality of his pitching this year. And I don't know, man, it just made me kind of sit back and think about that you don't always get late career blossomings like this. And that Nathan Eovaldi is a very unique pitcher, or a unique pitcher in, kind of recent baseball history, where you have this era of baseball from him when he was younger and he was, kind of projected as a certain type of pitcher, and the results never really matched the stuff or the expectations in a lot of ways. And that kind of starting with the 2020 season into the 2021 season, you've sort of had this renaissance, this second career where he's been better than he ever was before. And at age 35, he's arguably pitching the best baseball of his career.
This feels a lot like Adrian Beltre, where it's like the Red Sox had him. It was like, yeah, he's pretty good. We like him. And then he leaves and it's like, oh, he's going to go into the Hall of Fame with this cap on. It sucks.
Like a mini version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the Rangers every time. The Rangers should be pumped to just get the Red Sox run off. It's like, oh, we're going to get this guy, but he's going to be even better with us. all-time legend with us. That's sick. There are a few other like little things that we could hit on here. This is not little at all. I wanted to get your reaction to the Hank Aaron tribute.
Yeah,
that they did at the All-Star game. I was blown away by this. So I want to say it was like 2 minutes and change. Let's call it 2.5 minutes that they did the tribute. By 45 seconds in, I was already drafting up my caption that I was going to do with the clip from the tribute to be like, this is the fucking coolest thing that I've ever seen. And it just kept going. Like it was already, when it first started, you're watching it being like, holy shit. Like you see this stuff in like hockey arenas a lot where they can do like the laser show type stuff on the ice, and it looks really cool. I've never seen it before with baseball, and it was just very cool. Like to recreate the moment, to have like the firework be the ball off the bat, to do the light tribute where the ball goes over the wall and all the calls, and yeah, the whole thing was just really cool. I very much enjoyed that, and I wish we saw this regularly. Like I don't think it would lose its luster if teams did this with like their own personal history, like how they do every time that the Red Sox go into the bottom of the ninth and they're tied or trailing, which has to happen to go into the bottom of the ninth. They play like the shipping up to Boston, and they'll do like the hype video on the video board. What if you did that in the fucking field? Just did like some sort of like hype thing going on. Like that's cool. Like, I don't know. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw your tweet on that. Did some healthy numbers. I agree and disagree. I agree that it was very cool. I thought it was exceptionally well done for what they tried to execute. I also I disagree with the sense that I think it would translate all the time. I think to some level, this was the best version of what you can get out of this, at least until we continue to practice it, because this is one of the greatest moments in Major League Baseball history. This isn't a highlight package. This is when you're counting the moments in the entire history of the sport. This has to be on basically any list that you were to create. And I think that's part of what gives it significance. I'm not going to spend time on this podcast talking about some of the, I think some of the complicating or context things that are going on here with the way they clipped the quote and, why it was not initially in Atlanta a couple of years ago to begin with, and what's changed or hasn't changed there. But as a production element and an honoring of Hank Aaron, I thought it was really, really well done, classy, just visually impressive. And I agree with you in the sense that I think this is a next frontier for in-game entertainment for baseball, because I think you're onto something with the field being used for this purpose to kind of get fans engaged in the sport in a way that we're not really doing right now.
Yeah.
And I this also made me think of during the NBA Finals, where I believe for the last 2 or 3 games, maybe the last one, I don't really remember now, but they went back to doing the pregame intros for the starting lineups, which was one of those things that had been removed, and then normalcy set in. And then I forgot that they had done that. Like I forgot that I was missing that. And then I went back and I was like, oh yeah, like I remember watching the finals in the 90s and whatever, and obviously even later than that, where they were doing the intros to make it feel like a bigger event. And for whatever reason, probably TV commercial purposes, they went away from that. And I love the idea that the NBA brought that back. Not everything's going to be Jordan, but you can start with Thunder Pacers. And I think you're right that this is a very cool potential next frontier for in-game treatments or pre-game treatments or honoring franchise legends or something like that. I just think this is an extremely high bar to meet in terms of future executions because of how well it was done and the moment that they were celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of not every organization can do this. Not every organization has the history to be able to do it. I think, like, because my first thought is I selfishly think about the Red Sox. Like, you could absolutely do some crazy shit with all the stuff that's happened at Fenway Park and its history in some sort of like LED. I don't even know how the fuck they do that. Was it with drones? I have no clue. But either way, it was awesome. They nailed it. I think the overall sentiment was that they nailed it. And yeah, I hope to see more stuff like that in the future. Only other thing that I want to hit on is very funny. The Clayton Kershaw mic'd up sentiment when Smoltz asked him to throw a cutter. He's like, I don't throw a cutter. Smoltz.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Let me see if I can get that clip. I don't throw a cutter.
What do you want? Smoltzy, what do you want?
Cutter in, slider in.
I don't throw a cutter,
He doesn't
Smoltzy.
slider in.
Slider.
Cutter.
Son of a...
Gonna make him mad.
That was short.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like, if there's a younger player, it's like, all right, yeah, sure. But like, how do you not know Clayton Kershaw's repertoire by now?
Yeah, it kind of makes Smoltz look like an asshole. In the moment, I will admit to being more caught up in the fact that one Hall of Famer was asking another Hall of Famer to throw a pitch in game. And like, I don't know, usually mic'd up, you can kind of lose me on it. I don't get much out of it. That was an instance, and I think an atmosphere where it plays well. And that exchange was just like, oh shit, man. Like, I remember John Smoltz in All-Star games. I remember John Smoltz pitching in massive moments. And, you know, you can say what you want about him as a broadcaster, and I think my opinions are, you can probably guess on it. But that moment, other than him calling for a pitch that he doesn't have, which is crazy, given that we're talking about Clayton fucking Kershaw, putting that aside, cool thing.
Yeah, very cool thing. You got any other topics you want to hit on, or we want to hit some nugs?
Yeah, I can hit some nugs. Just quickly call out, just since the second half is starting up. Red Sox Cubs. I mean, I know you don't need to tell you that's starting, but that's a pretty cool series to start the second half, riding the win streak, and obviously where the Cubs are at and the NL Central in general. Giants, Blue Jays. We've given the Blue Jays a lot of love lately. Astros, Mariners, probably the least sexy of the ones that I call out, but certainly an opportunity for the Mariners to gain direct ground. Teams. Yep. And a real opportunity for the Mariners to start the second half on a different foot. And then Brewers, Dodgers, as well, arguably the series of the weekend or the week. And then Sunday Night Baseball, currently projected, we'll see how it goes, is the aforementioned Eovaldi and Tarek Skubal, which would be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, that's I think that's more or less it. I got some nugs though.
Please.
I took a little bit of a different approach to nugs today, though. I was hoping to be a little interactive with you. Are you down for that?
I'm very down for that.
Okay, so I took a second half focus on this, and I took the main categories that people would care about as it relates to first half, second half, and counting stats. And I looked at what are the most that have been achieved in the second half in recent baseball history, or if it applies in all of baseball history. So obviously the home run chase is the number one story in all of baseball, probably, as we go into the second half. Cal Raleigh leads baseball with 38. Do you remember who the all-time leader in most home runs in the second half / after the All-Star break, because the All-Star game has not always existed, in Major League Baseball history is?
Is it Carlos Beltran?
It is not. It's probably the guy that you would default to if your life was on the line. It's Mark McGwire. But it's 1999, interestingly enough.
Oh, so not even the year.
It was the next season. He hit 37 homers in the second half in 99. So pretty nice second half. Albert Bell in 1995 and Hank Greenberg in 1938 each hit 36 homers in the second half. So obviously Raleigh needs, if Raleigh were to hit 36 homers in the second half, he would break the single season home run record, obviously currently held by Barry Lamar Bonds with 73. So Cal Raleigh needs an Albert Bell 1995 or Hank Greenberg 1938 second half to break the record. We'll see whether he can do it. Things that are not going to be broken, but still kind of fun to know or figure out. Aaron Judge was the leader in batting average at the break at 355. The highest, there are only 3 instances of players having a 400 or higher batting average in the wild card era in the second half. Do you want to take a guess at any of the 3 names?
The wild card era, people hitting 400 in the second half.
Yeah, these are not obscure. So I would say don't overthink it would be my suggestion here.
I feel like it can't be Luis Arias because he would like start
Nope.
off 400
Right.
and then come back down.
Yep.
Shit. Pujols?
Good guess. No, the only instances 3 in the wild card era are Ichiro in 2004 at
Miguel
429. Nope. You want to guess another first baseman? Potential future Hall of Famer, recently hung him up. Almost an entire career for one franchise guy. He signed a deal with another team, but never really broke through at the end there.
Joey Votto.
Joey Votto in 2016 hit 408, and Barry Bonds once again hit 404 in 2002. So again, not really relevant for this season, but if you were curious, Aaron Judge, the OPS leader at the half, 1.194. It will not surprise you to learn that Barry Bonds has the top 3 all-time, not just wild card era, all-time second half OPSs. 1455 was his best. 1455. Think about what Judge just did in the first half and how awesome that was and how much time we spent rightfully blowing it. Barry had a 1455 in the second half. And actually had a 1400 3 separate times. RBI, the most ever in the second half is 110. 110 by Hank Greenberg in 1937. That's obviously not happening. For a more modern context, Albert Bell in 1998 is the most in the wild card era. He had 86 in the second half. There have been 4 players to post 80 or more RBI in the second half in the wild card era, in addition to Bell in 98. You want to take a guess? This one's a little harder.
1998?
Well, no. It's in the wild card era. There have been 4 instances of a player producing 80 or more RBI in the second half. I gave you Albert Bell in 1998. There are 3 more instances. All of them happened in the mid-90s.
The Big Cat?
Nope. Really good guess. And you're sniffing the right answer there. Teammate.
How about Larry Walker?
Teammate, but worse than both of those guys.
How
Famously
about
big numbers, but maybe not so good of a player. Has a son in the game right
Bichette?
now. Dante Bichette, 1995. Ken Caminiti in 1996. And of course, the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. in 1996 as well. There were 2 people who had 80 or more RBI this year at the break. Kyle Raleigh, the league leader, with 82, and Judge with 81. So if one of them were to double up, have one of these all time, we could be looking at a 160 RBI season. We'll see whether it can be done. Stolen bases, nobody hit 30 in the first half, so we're not going to see any all-time stuff. But if you're curious, the record in the wild card era for second half stolen bases is 36, done by several different people. Sean Figgins in 2005, Billy Hamilton in 2016, Juan Pierre in 2010, Scott Podsednik in 2004, and Shohei Ohtani pushing for that 50-50 last season, just last year. Strikeouts, Sandy Koufax in 1965 is the second half leader with 187. The wild card era leader is Randy in 2001 with 170. The current league leader is Crochet with 160. So as you can do some quick math there, Garrett Crochet needs 140 strikeouts in the second half to post a 300 strikeout season. The math is against him, given how many starts he probably has left, but we'll see whether he can do it. ERA, Paul Skeens among qualified starters, 2.01, lowest. There have been 4 instances in the live ball era, Jared, where a pitcher posted a sub-1 ERA in the second half in at least, I believe I put 70 innings pitched. You want to take a get 3 of them? All of them are in our lifetimes. All 4 of them.
Sub-1?
Sub-1 in the second half.
Roger Clemens in 2005.
Roger Clemens in 1990.
1990. Pedro Martinez in 2000.
No.
Ever?
Not a sub 1 in the second half.
Randy Johnson.
No.
Greg Maddux.
No.
Felix Hernandez.
No, but now you're closer. It's all in the 2010s, other than Clemens.
Ooh.
One of these, I would say, is routinely cited as one of the great runs any pitchers.
Oh, Jake Arrieta.
Yes, 2015, he had an 0.75. Jack Flaherty had an 0.91 in 2019 during his great breakout. And Chris Medlin, remember that name? 2012, Atlanta Braves, 0.94 in the second half. And lastly, Max Fried and Freddie Peralta led in wins at the break with 11. The second half leader in wins in the wild card era, because obviously you go back to the old timey stuff, it gets a little out of control, is Johan, who won 13-0 in 15 starts in 2004 in the second half. So good luck to everybody pursuing those standards, and those are the Nuggs.
Wow. Award-winning Nuggs, by the way. Yes, the award-winning Nuggs. Any final thoughts, Jayhay?
Nope. Very excited for the second half. Got something on the books for tomorrow that I think longtime listeners of the podcast, we'll get a little bit of a kick out of when I tweet out who I'm having a little bit of coffee with tomorrow. I think.
Oh yeah,
that'll be a nice little nugget for longtime fans, and maybe the sign of some content to come in the future, either with me or the Rocket, or who knows where it'll go. But yeah, that's my little tease for tomorrow, and I'm very much looking to the second half. Baseball, just in almost countless storylines to get excited about. The home run race, awards voting in general, tight division races, particularly in the two Easts and the Central. The Rockies pursuit, if you're kind of weird like that, of being terrible. We'll get excited about the trade deadline. I saw Underdog MLB was already tweeting about the Orioles dangling Trevor Rogers out there. So those sorts of rumors have already started. Dodgers title defense, Skubal, the Tigers' pursuit of a championship, Ohtani back on the mound, Verlander and Walter Johnson, which I know is kind of a deep cut, but I'm looking forward to that, and many, many more. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Those are my final thoughts.
Can't wait. All right. We'll be back on Monday with some actual baseball games to talk about. Very exciting. Very exciting first half of the season. Excited for the second half to commence. And the continuation of the Red Sox 10-game winning streak starts on Friday. Very excited for that as well. All right. Enjoy your weekend of baseball. We're back. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
We go.